Welcome to Gamers Digest. Here we are with episode 1 of Elden Ring. This is going to be a walkthrough tutorial. If you guys have never played the game before, feel free to watch and follow along. If you have played before, you can check out my style. The only reason I say that you may have not played before, I see this game just went on sale in the Steam item shop. So if you're looking for a pickup, I believe it's 30% off. Great game if you haven't, so feel free to check it out on Steam. I'm playing on Xbox, and let's get into it. So we get to start with a character. I usually like a melee. I recommend if you're new to go with the samurai. Pretty good starting weapons, or warriors good. Vagabond's like a regular person. Hero's not bad. Prisoner's hard. You start with the least amount of stuff, and the armor's not great. And then if you're looking to play more of magic style, you have the Confessor, Prophet, or the Astrologer. I've never really been into the magic. I'm gonna start with a hero, and we'll go with a male. Name, we'll name him Hunter. Age doesn't really matter. Origin, that's just what you are. Keepsake, guys, a great keepsake to start the game with is a golden seed. That's going to give you automatically an extra charge to your flasks, which are going to come in handy. So I always start the game with a keepsake, golden seed, and we can go ahead and start the game. I'll let the cutscene play out. Enjoy.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask. Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Ofnir, the all-knowing and one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between, to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
Well, there you have it, guys. That's the opening cutscene to Elden Ring. Probably one of the best cutscenes in a while. So you start off in the air. You're the Tarnished, tasked to become Elden King. So let's run on down here. The shield, I was never big into the shield. We'll probably go something else in our offhand. Or just a weapon. First boss. And it's good to just die to him because you gotta die. You could be fighting him for hours, quite literally. Considering how weak you are to start the game. So once you die, you'll get teleported to a different location. You have to die in the beginning, so you can die and you respawn here in the lakes. I believe you start in Liurnia. You'll eventually get the horse Torrent, but right now we're not gonna have the horse. You get horse pretty early game, so it makes it quite simple to move around.
Fortune is on his side. We found
As you can see, my dodges were pretty off. So it's been a while since I've played, so we gotta work on our dodges again.
One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
So this is where the game really starts, right here. You wake up in this pond. You think I just got murked by the spider, but you're not, you're here. So from here you get the Flask of Crimson Tears, Flask of Cerulean Tears. One restores health, one restores mana. There's two places you can go from here. You can either go down the Cave of Knowledge, down here, or you can just run right out. If you go to the Cave of Knowledge, that's going to bring you through the tutorial, so I'll show you what that looks like. You're going to get a tutorial, so use item, that's how you drink, and then switch with the bottom of the D-pad. This is a site of grace, this is where you rest. Once you rest here, it will replenish your flasks. And we can also go ahead and use that extra golden seed we used as our keepsake to go ahead and give us an extra charge to our flask. And so That's why we get that. We can just go ahead and leave. I'm actually going to go ahead and unequip my shield. And I'm gonna two-hand my axe. You can lock on right stick. Go ahead, fight these guys. You can pretty much one-shot them guarding. LB, I unequipped our shield. So just go ahead, fight through these guys, and pretty much training dummies. You'll get tips as you walk through the Cave of Knowledge. Now we come upon a shielded opponent. You can switch hands with your armaments. You can switch hands wielding armaments. I like to just two-hand usually. And we come upon this guy with a shield. He's going to be able to block. Jump attacks, you gotta stun him, open him up, and that's how you take care of guys with shields. So I just want to state, this game does take a while to get used to, but definitely it's worth the frustration, and you guys will get it eventually. I still struggle, but it's come to the point where, you know, too fun not to play. We haven't caught anything yet from any of these guys. Skills. So your left trigger is going to be your special skills. As you can see on the left side of my screen, Wild Strikes. That's this weapon's special. That's this weapon's special skill. Crouching allows you to sneak up on them, and you'll usually get a special animation. We didn't get it right there, but that's alright. Right there's the special animation you're looking for. It does a little extra damage. Stance breaking, right trigger jump attack, just like that. And then when their stance broken, they'll usually glow, and you just want to run around to the glow, and you can get a critical hit in. This is where you'll spawn if there's not a site of grace around. And these portals right here usually mean that a boss battle's coming. This first boss isn't bad. As you can see, he's got a full health bar. That's what it's gonna look like when you fight a boss. As you can see, he does do some damage, not a ton. Just like that. And when you see the big gust of wind comes off, that means that they won't be respawning. All other enemies do respawn when you enter the area though, so just be aware. So you do all that. And what do you get? A different type of stance. Honestly, I don't even know how to use them. Usually around these trees is a golden seed. And guys, feel free to just run past the Cave of Knowledge if you just want to get straight into the world. It's not that big of a deal. You don't really get anything great for doing it, but if you haven't played before, I definitely just recommend doing it quickly and getting used to controls. So here we are, riding the portal. About to hoist open this door, and we're about to enter what I want to say is a Limgrave. Limgraves is the starting area. Gonna want to go ahead and grab this Site of Grace. I'm gonna rest at it just to replenish my flask. And I'll show you what they mean by the Guidance of Grace in just a second. As you can see, this little beam of light is shooting out. It generally means that in that direction is gonna be another Site of Grace. So we're gonna go ahead. Summoning pool if you want to play with friends. And right here you come across your first enemy in the wild. I recommend honestly just running straight by him. Hit some dodges and run. He's pretty tough when you're just starting out, so I don't really recommend fighting him. So we're just gonna run right by him. And once we get into here, we can rest at this Site of Grace, and we should be safe. Fast travel sites, we actually might need a dip. It's aggroed onto us. We're just gonna go ahead and run around. And once we get far enough away from him, we'll rest. And he will become not aggroed towards us. So as you can see, he's gone. And we're just gonna get right back up. Right here, I believe you get your first smithing stone. This is how you're gonna upgrade weapons in the future.
You're tarnished.
If you talk to this guy, he'll offer to sell you stuff.
That you then why not purchase a little something? I am Carly.
We don't have that much cash flow though, so we probably won't be buying anything. Torch, we're not gonna get any torches. Rather get a lantern later on. Crafting kit we'll buy. That's gonna be useful later on in the game. Flask of Wondrous Physics. We'll get that later. I believe these are maps, if I remember correctly. On maps on where to find those items. So right here, we're gonna follow this path right here, guys. And this is gonna bring us to our next location or our next Site of Grace. There are some guys along the way. I recommend fighting, just working on your dodging. No items have dropped, which is unbelievable. But it's alright. So we're just going to keep on this path right here. And I'll just fast forward until I get to where we're going. Now this part is optional. You can run in that direction if you don't want to fight these guys. I'll try to fight some of them without aggroing too many of them. That way we can just get some cash and maybe some items dropped. No one really wants to drop anything. I will say, there are dogs in here and people, so just be careful. You can crouch walk through here, try to sneak your way through. When I get this yellow glow, that means they've dropped something. And right here, guys, is where you're going to pick up the first piece of the map. And once I get out of here, I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Let's go ahead and fight this guy. Got some armor. Alright, let's open up the map and I'll show you what it does. So now we're looking at this. We've got this map piece right here, so that unlocks this in more detail. If not, it's foggy and you have no detail on the map. So that's why you kind of want to pick up the map pieces, just to see a little more detail of the world. And you're going to want to go ahead and grab this site of grace right up here. Rest at it. And then you will get a visit. I'll let it play up.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
So right here, it's going to ask you if you want her to become your maiden. I mean, you can refuse, but you don't get the horse. We're going to go ahead and accept. If you refuse, just come back and sit here again, and you'll get the option again to accept or not.
Ah, another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Spectral Steed Whistle. So that's going to give you the ability to use Torrent.
To traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed named Torrent. Torrent has chosen you. Treat him with respect.
So right here now, when you set at Site of Grace, you get this level up feature.
To strength, let my hand rest upon you. For but a moment, share them with me.
So we don't have enough runes to level up right now, but I'll just go ahead and run through what they do. Vigor is going to be your hit points. Mind's going to be your faith points. Endurance, stamina. Strength's going to give you more attack power and also increase your load carry. Dexterity increases your attack power as well. Intelligence is going to upgrade your ability to use higher strength magic weapons, along with faith. Arcane is going to make you discover. Arcane allows you to discover better items, and you have the ability for more drops. So that's just a quick run through of what these attribute points do. And what I recommend is upgrading your vigor at first, just because you are very susceptible to death right away. So definitely try to upgrade your vigor. So now she'll go away. So now we get the Steed Torrent. We'll go ahead and equip him. So let's go ahead and open up our inventory. Right here, this is your pouch. I like to put him on my right D-pad. So we'll go ahead and click on it. Switch it over to Spectral Steed Whistle. And now when we hit Y, right on the D-pad, we'll get a horse. And that's how you can kind of get around. So we'll just end off this episode right here. that's pretty much all you need to know for episode 1 of the Elden Ring walkthrough. If you guys have any questions or having issues, drop a comment. If you like the video, drop a like, and I'll see you guys in episode 2.